Happy Friday. It's cold and it's wet, but hey, it's Friday, I guess, but every day's Friday to me because every day's an opportunity to do better as far as I'm concerned. Monday, Tuesday, whatever, it's all Friday to me. It's all a great day. All right, so today's my rest day. I don't like taking rest days, but hey, you know, I'm getting older, and so I have to take rest days because I just don't recover like I used to back in the day. So it's all good. Gonna go into tomorrow. I'm gonna get back up and do strides again. I don't care. I told myself I was gonna start doing the strides, so I'm gonna do the strides. I may walk Sunday, we'll see, or I may ride depending on the weather. It's gonna be kind of stressful because then I'll be going into Monday, which is a leg day, with no rest, but you know, hey, I got Tuesday to look forward to. Tuesday, Fridays, you know, I should be moving. Endomorphs really need to move 6 days a week in all reality. So taking 2 full days off is actually quite a bit for an endomorph because we're tough. You know, our bodies can take a beating. There's a reason why we don't need as many carbohydrates as a mesomorph or ectomorph. We're different, durable, you know, great energy stores. I mean, it's just, you know, if you can get the insulin under control as an endomorph, you can have a very good and you know, and fruitful and active lifestyle without eating a lot of food. It's crazy. You know, these radical approaches that I took in the past, I was able to sustain a crazy training regimen on some of these crash diets that I did in the past and lose a bunch of weight. And felt full of energy all the time. The only thing is I was getting flat, and that's the difference between now and then. I don't want to have that flat appearance. I want my appearance to be more, you know, muscular and thick muscles, which is what I'm after this time, which is, you know, keeping that glycogen stores you know, in the muscles pumping, and you know, not allowing myself to get too dry as far as like water intake and retaining water. So, you know, not dumping you know, all of my sodium like I have in the past. Just, you know, weird things that I tweaked in the past where I was able to get you know, very lighter as far as weight is concerned, but the look it just wasn't there. And I will have pictures that will show my, you know, once I get back down to the same weight, I will have pictures from the same weight from my last cut, and I'll show the difference between the muscularity between this cut and the last cut, which I'm pretty sure is going to be you know, mind-blowing. The thickness and texture of my muscle this time is very different than the last time. I can already feel it, especially like in my arms and in my legs. It's tremendously different. So what I want to talk quickly about today, because I'm not going to go all crazy today, even though I want to. If you're going to eat it in the evening, like last night, I ended up going out because we had people that were leaving town we needed to see, so I ended up eating later than I wanted to eat. And I ate a few more carbs than I wanted to eat. So my weigh-in day is tomorrow. I still got to make my weight. Like I've said in the other, you know, the videos, 7-day plan. So what you need to do if you eat later in the evening, which I don't recommend, you know, you do as an endomorph, you need to be cutting the food off 3 hours before you go to bed. I would say at the very least 3 hours before you go to bed, you need to be done eating for the night. Especially if you're having anything that's going to get that insulin pumping, sugar, carbohydrates, any of that stuff. So what I am recommending you do is the next day, especially if you had carbs and you want to get your body back into that fat burning stage, we need to fast. And I would say you want to do a 12 to 14 hour fast. So we're not touching any foods between you know, when you stopped eating and 12 to 14 hours. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna start taking in protein for maybe, you know, the next 3-4 hours. Only protein, because see, when we take in that protein, the body's still burning fat. You're not jumping up that insulin and start storing, you know, the fat of whatever you eat, and not burning fat that you already have, you know, energy reserves. This, you know, takes some practice, just like the fasting at any point in time takes practice. You know, you're not just going to be able to do like a 12-hour, 14-hour fast just like that. You know, it takes working up to. So if you can't do it the first time or the first few times, I understand. You know, these are just ideas, guidelines. They're not really like, oh, you have to do this, you know, you're an idiot if you don't. No, these are just, you know, little tools that you can use to get that weight the very next day to jump not the day you ate later, the day after the day you ate later. If you're trying to make a weight, or you're trying to make sure that you balance yourself back out as far as your weight is concerned, you want to do that fast after you have that last meal, 12 to 14 hours. Then you want to intake protein, and then the rest of that day you just want to take in vegetables. You know, you're finished as far as like fruit is concerned for that day, and carbohydrates, because you just don't need the insulin jump. You already had a nice late meal. You already got full of carbohydrates. Your muscles are full of glycogen. You're good. And most likely, if you had a big meal or a satiating meal and it was late, you know, depending on your calories, hopefully you didn't go over your calories, but you know, you still, because you're eating so late, you're still gonna have spillover into the next day. So you're good as far as energy is concerned. People get a little bit hungry, they think, oh, you know, I'm losing muscle, or oh, I'm so, you know, I'm starving myself. No, you're not starving yourself. Usually, if you eat late the night before, you know, it doesn't work that way. People think it works like in a day-to-day thing. It doesn't work in a day-to-day thing. You know, you most likely you're probably in maintenance that next day, calorie-wise, until you burn everything out of your system. That's why I'm saying that you need to do that fast. But even then, you wake up and you probably still have energy reserves from just the food that you ate. So there's no reason to go crazy and start eating, you know, a bunch of carbohydrates. It really doesn't serve any purpose, especially if you had them that night before. Allow your body to clear itself of those carbs. Allow your body to reset itself and get into a fat burning stage by eating proteins and vegetables. You know, you know, you have to get creative with the vegetables and the proteins. If you get creative with it, then it's easy to eat vegetables and protein throughout the day. It's the creativity that leaves people, you know, stressed out and, oh, I'm not satiated, I'm not feeling good about what I'm eating. It's all about the creativity of your meals. If the creativity of your meals is on point, then you will have no problem not eating anything but protein and veggies. I've done it. I've done it for months at a time, where I've only ate protein and veggies and light fruit. And you know, I was able to do it because my creativity with my recipes and meal preparation was on another level. But it had to be. It had to be. Okay, so remember, you can go out and have fun. You don't have, you know, you can eat all the way up till when you're getting ready to go to bed, but you gotta hit that fast afterwards. You gotta fast into the next day, and then that next day, we're just gonna have protein and vegetables. You know. Clean yourself out, get the insulin levels down, so you're not storing fat, and you're not using the food that you're intaking to as energy. Your body's still using your energy reserves as energy. Okay, energy reserves, that's the fat in your body. Okay, insulin goes up, your body doesn't touch that stuff. Insulin goes up, your body stores fat. That simple. Let's not make it any more difficult than that. Happy Friday.